entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Okay, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Dun 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 dun. What's this?
I feel like I should know it. But I don't know it.
Night Before Christmas? What's
Okay,
this?
no,
What's
I don't
this?
know that.
It's something.
I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest with you.
Oh damn!
I'm sorry, man. Firing squad at me. I don't know. Anyway, welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. Nursery Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka Are You Not Entertained? With my co-host.
Oh yeah, this is Eli, aka Podzilla.
There you go. Half pod, half Zilla. And we're back with the episode, and we want to also thank our co-host, the lovely, gracious AI.
All hail the Doombots.
Exactly, who's going to become a bigger and bigger part of this podcast as we go along. And we will talk later on down the road about that one. But yeah, so back to the episode. We're going to jump into it. Pretty easy episode. What is it, like the 5th week of the month, Eli, or something? Well, technically we're in December now.
No,
so
it's Christmas time. We have now entered Christmas season.
We have not entered Christmas. The moment you have eaten your last turkey, Christmas has started. That's basically what it is. That's basically how it is.
Christmas has started, and Native American Heritage Month has ended.
Wow. Like how they capped that off for like Thanksgiving, then Native American.
Yeah. The one time of year where everybody remembers that indigenous people exist has now come to an end. Y'all can move on with your life. But I will leave you with this one more thing to go out on. Wicked, the new musical about Wizard of Oz shit. Here's a little American history for y'all. L. Frank Baum, the author who wrote Wizard of Oz, hated Native Americans and contributed to their annihilation and wrote articles and, calling for their extermination, and wrote The Flying Monkeys as a comment on Wild Indians. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy Wizard of Oz, motherfuckers.
So don't expect a review from you anytime soon?
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Okay.
My review of Wicked, fuck that shit.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going with it. Like I said, hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody's reading my little signature right there. If you're reading this, throw away your leftovers. They've been in the refrigerator too long. Get rid of them. That's it.
Yeah, I'm sick of that shit too.
You should have already thrown them out. It shouldn't be you should throw them out. They should already be gone by now.
Yeah, I'm sick of eating it, sick of cooking it, and yeah.
Right, sick of cooking it, sick of eating it. If you eating it, you're gonna be sick of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm eager to get back to tacos and pizza this week.
Oh, let's see. What's up?
I can't read that.
Georgia Palupi. You are Greek, aren't you? I'm gonna just assume you're Greek. But what's up to you two?
Yeah, thanks for listening.
You may not be with us, yeah. But like I said, I hope everybody had a good time with Thanksgiving. They got a chance to sit around with their family, or strangers you only see like twice a year. Talk about politics and religions, stuff we all talk about. It's interesting in the black households because I know everybody had that deep discussion of which black man was in the 78%. Those who know. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but yeah. Let's see. Do a fridge
review.
There's nothing in there. No, we clean that shit out. No,
Yeah.
I would, but I clean this shit out. So yeah,
Nothing but gravy left in my fridge.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I wish I could do something like that. I definitely would have did that, but no. But you know what? Okay, so we know about Thursday. Now we know about Friday. We're gonna do the Black Friday haul. Eli, did you show up for Black Friday, punch anybody, get a free TV, anything like that? Nothing
I
like that.
bought some new gloves that were half off.
Okay,
Yes,
who'd you knock
I
out
was
for
in
those
need.
gloves? So,
No, I needed some new winter gloves. My ones from last year were falling apart, so I did appreciate that they were half off,
okay.
even though they were $25 pair of gloves. So
That's the
I
thing,
got it.
Eli. These kids, they don't understand what Black Friday used to be. It's not the
Yeah.
same how it used to be. The free, the
Yeah.
whole stack of TV, like the whole stack of TVs, people just dive into them. They
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. Now you just walk
Back-
in there and pay
Tackling
online.
each other. They would if they would. Yeah, they're selling the wrong shit. Yeah, I don't need electronics, man. I don't need like video game shit. I need food. They should do
Right.
Black Friday food shit. Then we'll see riots.
Now it's gonna be the purge. You'll see that
Yeah.
shit. One turkey
Motherfuckers
left. You'll see what happens.
Stabbing each other over eggs and shit, eggs and bread.
Like the Joker, tryouts. But I did have a Black Friday haul I want to talk about. Now, for those that've been following the podcast,
Oh yes, enlighten us. Yes, we this might. I think we're entering a new era. Are we?
I think so. I don't know. We're about to find out. We're about to find out whether or not this whole podcast right now is our stress test we're doing right now. So, like I said, for those who've been keeping with the podcast like the last 2, 3, 4, I don't know how long, we've been having technical difficulties. We've been crashing, having some issues. I just cut out in the middle of nowhere, and Eli has to finish talking about Black Lightning by himself. But. But so I decided to take the initiative. I was like, if it happens one more time, I'm going to take the initiative. So this on Black Friday, I decided to make a purchase, and I purchased, boom, a Mac Mini.
A mini
Now,
Mac, not a big Mac. A mini.
Not a Mac, not a big Mac, little Mac. Yeah, it's an Apple computer. So my first Apple computer, I decided to use it. I was just like, look, I'm tired of this. I needed something that's an emergency. And the funny thing about it, Eli, for the price of what I paid for, is the cheapest, more powerful computer I could buy at that price.
Okay.
Like, guess how much I paid for it?
More than $2.
More than $2, yeah, but not as much. Well, I'm not going to go into it, but you can feel free to look up it on the prices right up like that. But not as much you expect to pay for it. So the point is, I bought it. I'm using it right now. I was going to do like a unboxing video, stuff like that, but I was at my parents' house at the time, so they won't like kids running through the house and jumping in the back of it, like, hey, what you doing? So I just like, let me just open up, just play with it, just figure it out. So I've been figuring out for the last 2 days. So that way, when we start this stream, we won't have any issues like we did last time. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to have issues on this stream. Just crashing won't be one of them. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's all. So we'll have to go from there.
You haven't crashed yet. So.
Not yet. Fingers crossed. But yeah, like I said, it's if you see it, Eli, it's in the palm of my hand. Like it's very small.
Oh wow, no shit.
Yeah, it's very small. I can just walk around with it. That's what I said. I was gonna do like a little thing, but I can't show you right now because we're using it to stream right now. So I can't show you what it looks like. The whole point is this whole podcast we're doing right now is a stress test. I'm not going to do a full review on it because Apple isn't paying us. So I have no, no dog in the fight to even promote this. So the point is, if this podcast crashes, fuck Apple. If it doesn't, if it doesn't crash and it keeps going, then okay, you might want to look into it. It might be a good computer. I might save you on it. Now, Eli, there's just one drawback about this Apple computer or Apple computers in general that make me, hesitant about them. And my problem.
You got to find other wires, like they're never compatible with any other.
Oh, that's what I'm
outlets.
saying. Let's do a whole review. Let's do a review of it. Okay, so you see that it's in the palm of my hand. That's computer right now. Now, like I said, it's cheaper than most Macs for that. But if you notice in that little box in the palm of my hand, there is no keyboard, there is no mouse, there is no monitor, there are no speakers, none of that stuff like that. You got to buy all that stuff separately.
Oh damn, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's par for the course for Apple. Like I said, if you buy an iPhone nowadays, $1,000, $1,100 for that computer. I mean, for that phone, you don't even get a power cord. I mean, you don't even get a block for the wall.
Yeah.
You got to buy that separately.
So,
yeah. But it's cool because all I did, like I said, it's not really that big a deal because the keyboard and mouse that I had for my other computer that kept crashing on me, I just unplugged that, plugged it into this, and it works just fine. Like that's what I'm using right now.
Oh, so it's compatible. That's nice.
Yeah, like my okay, so my mic, my camera, I didn't change any of that. All is the same.
Cool.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do a high reward unless Apple cuts me a check. I'm not gonna do an endorsement on it. But if anybody wants some more information about it, hit me up. I'll let you know about it. We can go from there. But like I said, if we crash, fuck this computer. Just going back. Let me say, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay, like I said, now Eli, this weekend I saw a movie with the family.
Okay.
Yeah, the movie I saw was Gladiator II. I had no interest in watching this movie whatsoever. But since, like I said, with the family and everybody wanted to go out and watch it, we were like, oh, we want to see the Denzel movie. I'm like, I don't know how much Denzel is even in this movie. Like, look at the poster. Is Denzel even on the poster? You know, but they just want to see the Denzel movie. So, like, fine, let's go see the Denzel movie. So, now I have to let you know that my review of this movie may not be the best review of this movie because I had to watch it in Vicksburg, and I hate the theaters in Vicksburg because it's not my usual, viewing experience. It's a shit theater. Then on top of that, I got all my family and stuff like that, and I'm the runner. So if anybody needs popcorn, I got to go get it. Nachos, I got to go get it. Extra Coke, I got to go get it. The baby needs some more slushy, I got to go get it. No, the baby does not need another slushy.
You brought a baby in
to watch Gladiator. Shut that baby. It's a theater. Of course you're going to have a baby in a theater, So that's my theory. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I got the full experience like I would like a regular movie like I normally watch in my comfort zone theater. This, I was like, I'm just reviewing the best way I can. So, like I said, this is Gladiator 2. Not the sequel to the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie back in the 90s. It's the sequel.
Forgot all about that.
Right. I don't even know if anybody watched that movie. The sequel to the Russell Crowe movie of 2000. I don't know when. I forgot when this movie came out.
It was 99. Yeah, 98, 99, 98,
I
90,
thought
2000
it was in the
maybe?
2000 somewhere.
Maybe, yeah, maybe 2000. It won Best Picture, didn't it?
Yeah, they were throwing. That's back when they was like genre movies like that. They were throwing awards at them. They don't do it anymore. Marvel fucked all that up. But yeah, but back then they would do that. So yeah, and it was like Russell Crowe's breakout performance like that. Spoiler alert: he's not in the sequel because he dies in this movie. So there you go.
He died in the first one. Yeah,
he died in the first one. That's the end of it. So yeah. And overall about this movie. Now, fun fact about this movie. Now we do got to talk about one of our favorite rappers on this podcast, MF Doom. Now, his mask is from the first Gladiator movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the props they were like selling Gladiator masks for the first movie. MF Doom bought that mask for that movie, and that's the mask he used. So he's wearing a Gladiator mask right there.
Yeah, he like modified it a little bit.
He modified it a little bit, yeah, but that's basically
because he wanted a Dr. Doom mask, but then he kind of modified it between a mashup of Gladiator and Dr. Doom.
Yeah, so, but for the most part, that's what it was. So, just jumping to it, this movie, let me see if I got that. I don't have that thing I was going to show you. I had a graphic I was going to show you, but I didn't get that graphic because I'm lazy. But I will say this. Did I get it? I didn't get it. Okay, so this movie is bigger, more bombastic, a lot of shit going on in the movie, stuff like that. Oh, and Eli, I'll be honest with you. This is like the biggest, most lifeless movie I've seen in a while. It's just, for me, it wasn't engaging at all. Even though you got all kind of shit in there. You got killer baboons in the movie. You got rhinos. They fight rhinos in a Coliseum. Like one of the scenes. They fight sharks in the Coliseum. How they did that shit, I don't, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't historical accurate. Who cares? People complain about that shit. I just want to see a shark. So you got all this stuff going on there is big, bombastic. The money is on the screen. You got these big fights, stuff like that. The action is just as good as it was in the first movie, but it didn't engage me as much as I wish it did engage me. And I think there's one main culprit because of that. This guy. He is the most boring movie lead I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, who is
no
that
charisma, nothing, no sauce, no pizzazz, no nothing. He's just a dude. and he's the one you follow the whole movie. And it wouldn't be so bad if he wouldn't follow behind Russell Crowe, because like I said, Russell Crowe in the first movie, he made that movie his bitch. You know, he became a breakout star from like he was already like getting a name for himself, but that movie kind of like, oh, he's Russell Crowe now. So he made himself. So now when you see this guy supposed to be like the new guy playing not Russell Crowe, it's just like you ain't doing it. And the movie is about him, and it's like, you about whatever, man. So to me, that brought the movie down because I wasn't engaged in the movie because I wasn't engaged in the main character. And that's I always felt like that. If you're not into the main character's journey, the movie is not going to work for you. Like in any movie. That's just me. Oh, what else we got here? This guy. Okay, to me, this guy looked like a young, coked out Robert Downey Jr. in this movie. I guess so. Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s. So yeah. But that's I guess the Human Torch from the new Fantastic Four movies. He's gonna be him.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, it was a bunch of Fantastic Four Marvel people in this movie like that. So yeah, he was actually pretty interesting. He was like the new emperor in this movie. Wild as hell. Whenever he showed up, it was like, because you don't know what he's gonna do next because he coked out of his mind or whatever kind of drugs they used back then. But he was on that shit. So yeah. Also Pedro Pascal, he was in the movie. And Pedro Pascal does what Pedro Pascal does. He's dependable. He's reliable. Eli, he is the movie equivalent to a Toyota Camry.
Okay.
Like, don't expect too much. Don't expect him to go above and beyond. He's just gonna give you what you expect. He's reliable. Get you there. Move on. He was there, but the movie wasn't about him. But even though he had like a interesting plot in the movie, so that was cool. Who else we got here? Now we're here. Denzel. Here's the thing. Denzel, for whatever I say about this movie, he saved the movie for me. Even though it's not about him, but it is about him. He made it about him. It's so weird. Okay, here's the thing about this role. Because that's the thing. Like, if Denzel won this movie, I would have just said, fuck the movie. You got to watch this movie, whatever like that. Because the thing about this movie, and it's going to be a controversial opinion, but I do feel like this is Denzel's worst performance in a movie ever. Now, understand when I say that, because when I say that, any other role you send Denzel in a movie, like, oh, he's going to get nominated for Oscar for that, or he should get nominated for Oscar for that. He is not going to get nominated for Gladiator II. It's not going to happen because everybody else has these epic British accents in these movies for some reason because they're in Rome. Denzel don't bother with that shit. He's doing the same accent he did in Training Day. He's doing the same shit. Or American Gangster. Everybody else, he's like in a different movie. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm putting gangsters on all you motherfuckers.
Like, what are you like? Every time he shows up, it's like he had a completed, like he just walked off a set from another movie to this movie. He's just Training Day in a toga robe. That's all it is. So it's so weird, but it's engaging. So it's like Denzel isn't trying, but he is trying because his charisma, because Denzel's so charismatic that he can just, charisma his way through anything. So whenever he's on screen, the movie pops. Whenever he's not on screen, the movie doesn't pop. The movie just falls apart. And at first you're thinking, okay, Denzel, because his part is so small at the beginning, you think, okay, Denzel's kind of like in his later years. He's about to start retiring. Because he already been saying he's about to retire. He said like Black Panther 3 is going to be like one of his last movies and that's it. So you're thinking like, okay, this him just collecting a paycheck. That's what he's going to do. But the more the movie goes on, the more he comes integral to the plot. Spoiler alert, I'm about to spoil this movie for you. Until the end of the movie, he takes over Rome. He takes over the country.
Oh, is that why people are? I heard people were pissed about this.
Well, they're pissed because he's even in the movie.
Okay.
It's woke. It wasn't black people in it. They explain all that shit, man. I get it that he's playing a real dude that was a white guy in real life, but they got sharks in the Coliseum, man. Let it go. Like, damn, yes, they took some creative liberties with this movie. So yeah. And like I said, he's the best thing in this movie because without him, this movie would just be just a lifeless slog. It'd be an expensive, lifeless slog. That's what it would be. But the thing is, like I said, Denzel becomes more and more integral in the plot until eventually he's the main bad guy. He's the main bad guy of the movie. Like you thinking the movie is setting it up like Pedro Pascal is the main bad guy in the movie. No, Denzel takes over. And my thing about this, like, okay, you got this dude. Where's that dude? That boy.
You get to do the thumbs up or thumbs down and shit.
The Emperor does that.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, because the thing is, it's hard to explain. Okay, he's very much like Emperor Palpatine, but not Emperor Palpatine, because remember the first Gladiator movie, like, there's a whole bunch of politics behind the scenes about working around and shit like that. That's
Yeah,
what Denzel
yeah.
is doing. So
Oh yeah,
Denzel,
Joaquin Phoenix, didn't he kill his dad or whatever?
yeah, kill his dad, some shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
he's doing the same thing. Like he's behind the scenes working shit, working the policy and stuff like that, and working it to his favor. And the more the movie goes on, you realize, oh, all his dominoes just fall into pieces, exactly what it is. So yes, so there is a new emperor into the movie, but the emperor, he's even more coked out than the other coked out Robert Downey Jr. dude that they kind of all refer to Denzel. They're like, this guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So Denzel's in his ear telling him what to do because he don't know what the hell to do. So technically, Denzel runs the country. So,
Okay.
and they got to take him out because he don't give a fuck about Rome. So it's the second movie I've seen this year about the fall of Rome. It's like, it's wild the fuck. What the fuck is y'all so interested about the fall of Rome? But yeah. Oh, but yeah.
Because it's paralleling a certain country that's kind of happened. The same shit.
See, now I gotta say it. Now I gotta say it, Eli. Ridley Scott has came out and said that Denzel is very much Denzel is very much paralleling Trump. And when you look at it, it makes sense because first he started off like in the first act, just a regular businessman collecting money, doing something maybe kind of shady, sides like that. Then started getting political, started getting into politics, started using to his advantage, started turning the people against the politicians, and then he takes over within the mass of it all like that. Like it's very. If you want to look into it, it's there. Now the dumbasses that saying woke shit like that, they don't know this shit like that. They want to know. They just see black dude woke. That's it. Not paying attention to the other shit that's going on in the movie. Oh,
What up,
Von for L. What
Von
up?
Farrell,
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I'm saying the quiet part out loud, but if you watch the movie and I'm like, yeah, Fall of America, definitely about the Fall of America. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah. So that's the thing that's going on in the movie. So the thing is about the movie, the only interesting meat in this movie is Denzel's arc. And then, like I said, at the beginning, it don't seem like he's in the movie because it seems like he's just kind of just there collecting the paycheck. But the more the movie goes on, it's his movie. It's all about him. And pretty much everybody in the movie that hasn't been killed in the Gladiator pit yet is trying to stop him.
That's not a dog, that's a rooster.
Right. So try to think what it said. Like I said, other crazy shit happens to the movie. Oh, another thing that's going on in the movie. Now here's some controversy that the folks that's complaining about woke shit like that, they didn't catch because this kind of got. Oh, hold on, we got Silver for L got for me. Ha ha ha. What's happening, fellas? Get a take on the movie. This game will do. I can stream it. Yeah, you can stream it. It'll be on Paramount Plus or whatever in no time. So yeah,
like by Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. Why he said the same thing? Well, I said the same thing you just said. Oh, but yeah. Oh, another thing, another controversy that I thought that was really controversial. And I'm really finna get into the shit with this one. My girl, whatever her name is. I can't remember her name.
Is she in it?
She's not in it.
Oh.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, that's the killer.
No. But now that you say that.
No,
but now that you say that, now I can't unsee it.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. She's from Moon Knight. That's why you don't know who she is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the whole point is she was the Scarlet Scarab or the Black Roach or whatever the fuck. She got powers at the end of the show. That's the point of it. The point is in the trailer and even in like the press junks and stuff like that, they were selling her that she was going to be like one of the main actors in the movie, like just as big as Pedro Pascal and that boring ass dude and everybody else. But here's the thing. When you finally watch the movie, they cut all her parts. It's like 2 scenes, which is the background standing behind Denzel. That's it. They cut all her scenes. So she's basically a glorified extra, even though she had scenes where she was just integral to the plot and everything else. And they think there's a controversy behind it, but nobody is saying it out loud because it's the thing. So, like I said, you asked about it. She looked like, okay. So the thing is, just looking at her, you can tell she got some heritage in her blood. She's half Egyptian, but the other half is half Palestinian.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, whether or not that had anything to do with it, I don't know. But the point is, when the final movie came out, she got cut. She's out of the movie. And even Pedro Pascal was like, he's been on it on tour, like she had a big part of the role. They cut all the roles. We don't know why they cut her part in the roles like that. But yeah, so his thing, really, Scott, we're telling you right now, we want a director's cut. The comic bullies, if you don't do it, we will incite a riot. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna cause it. We're just gonna incite it. It's gonna just America's following this shit anyway. So whatever happens, blame it on us if you don't release this director's cut. So yeah.
Okay, now the most important question.
Yeah.
How is the violence in this movie?
I mean, not like the last one. It was like the last one.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was there, you know.
R-rated?
Oh yeah, it was already violent. It was like heads getting chopped off and shit like that. So yeah, it was on the same level as the first one. So that gets you there. It's just like you just gotta hope it's just a bunch of violence, but the story falls apart. That's the point of it. Like unless Denzel screen the story focus, because it's the same old story. He's the white chosen one, that boring dude I was talking about. He's the chosen one. He was raised in Africa. They taught him all their skills and shit like that. That's why he's a slave, but he rises to the blah blah blah, takes over the blah 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 and whatever. It's the same old story.
So it's like Apollo teaching Rocky in Rocky 3.
It's that. It's all that. Except we don't see the training. He's just already trained. They just say, "You're the greatest white warrior we've ever seen, white man." You know,
You're the White Panther. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Because here's my controversial opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought the first Gladiator was that good. But
Why am I not shocked? I am not shocked about that at all, Eli.
I'm half Italian, and I didn't that great. I thought it was I thought it pretty much ripped off the same plot as Braveheart, which I think is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought, the first Gladiator was just okay. I thought it was fine for what it was. I didn't think it was like Oscar worthy or anything. And like, where's all? Speaking of, if you're gonna do a movie about ancient Rome, where's all the public orgies and the castrations and
They don't go there, but they do hint at it in this movie.
The vomitoriums and shit.
Yeah. Like they just mention it in passing. They don't show any of it. Yeah, no Caligula or anything like that.
They're like, I've seen Caligula, man. That's the real gladiator.
Right. They don't go that far. Yeah.
So yeah, I always thought Gladiator was just okay. This is alright. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
I don't know. Something about it. I was like, because like it's been a while since I've seen Gladiator, and I like Gladiator when I saw it. But I was like, why do I feel like this is a movie Eli don't like? I just feel like it. So, yeah.
I mean, it should be something I like. I'm into swords and shit. I like Conan and I like Lord of the Rings and all that shit. I watch Game of Thrones and like the original Game of Thrones. I haven't watched any of this Dragon House shit, but yeah. I mean, I thought I would like it. I liked like the first. I think I liked the first half of Gladiator, like when he was a general and shit, and But the more it went on, I just
like before he actually became a gladiator.
Yeah. Then my name is Gladiator. Like, shut the fuck.
Oh, come on. That was the best part. I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. All that shit, man. Russell Crowe was killing that shit, man.
I don't know. Unleash Hell. Like, that's what I like. When he was a general and I don't know. I just thought it was all right, But yeah, I had no desire to see this either.
Yeah, like I said, I was not gonna say I was gonna just wait for Paramount Plus. Like I said, so the family wanted to see the new Denzel movie. I was kind of drugged to see it, so I was like, since I'm here, I might well just review it. So yeah, but no, I do not feel like this is a movie you got to rush out to see. Honestly, I do feel like it's an unnecessary sequel because
Ridley Scott did direct this too.
Yeah, he directed this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the end of the day, it still feels like an unnecessary sequel. Like the story didn't need to be told. And it does feel like they're setting up a sequel bait, so it does feel like they are going to make another one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool. But it's something you can perfectly wait for streaming. It's nothing you got to rush. Like, oh, you got to no, it's there. You can wait for it. So, all right. So, I guess our slap's going up with. Oh, they coming in hot. Superstar, Spartacus. Yes. Eli, I know you seen Spartacus, right?
Yeah, the movie and Star. Yeah, the Star Spartacus.
The Star show. Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, what up, Jimmy? Jimmy DeTonaba. What's up? What's going on, man? Yeah, the Spartacus series I thought was far superior than the Gladiator.
I agree. Yeah. So, but overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. It was less than that before Denzel showed up. By the time Denzel was done, I was like, okay, I feel like it's a movie that's worth your time watching. I feel like you'd be entertained watching this movie. Take him out, it wouldn't. And that dude, come on, y'all gotta do better than these. I'm getting tired of this, Eli. These new actors Hollywood is getting. Who the fuck are these people? Like, they used to have charisma. They used to have, I don't know, something to catch your attention. Now they're just like bland ass people that I don't remember their names or their faces or anything by the time I'm done watching these movies, and they're the main people in the movie. So.
Another Timothy Chalamet or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hell, they not even him. That's what I'm saying. At least you remember him. They're like, damn, I'd have been more interested. They got Timothy Chalamet to play Gladiator II.
His little scrawny little.
Get his brother, Tommy Chalamet. I don't know if he got a brother. I'm just saying. His parents should be just cranking him out left and right. I think he's going to be that popular. So, yeah. Like the Jacksons. So, shit. Get Tito Chalamet. Get him. So, shit. Shit. All right. I'm throwing it to you, Eli. I'm throwing it to you now.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Am I talking about Peacock or no? Teacup.
I don't know what weird porn
Teacup.
shit.
Teacup on Peacock. That's what I.
Yeah. Like Peacock. Look.
Yeah.
All right.
So I watched the show. Yes.
Okay.
I watched the show. It was on Peacock, streaming on Peacock, called Teacup.
Let me throw that.
This is a new horror series produced by James Wan and his company. So I watched this. It's a very quick, breezy 8 episodes, half hour apiece. Very mysterious story about some people trapped on a farmhouse with some strange things going on. Now, I read the book that this was based on. This was based on a book called Stinger by Robert McCammon. And it was written back in the 80s.
Okay.
So I read this book. So I was very familiar with the background of the story. This show, however, has very, very little to do with the book.
Oh, it takes liberties.
Lots of liberties. If I didn't know that this was based on that book, I wouldn't. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
So, anyways, this is about a family gets trapped. Their son, the little boy, starts acting weird, and then that dude that you saw in the gas mask, he shows up and spray paints a barrier around their house, around their property, a blue spray paint, and basically tells them, "Do not cross this line." And when you do cross the line, you get fucked up. You basically turn inside. That's what hooked me. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because what happens when you cross the line, you basically turn inside out. One of the coolest kill scenes I've seen this year.
Wait, they turned somebody inside out in the movie?
Yeah, their bodies basically, their flesh basically crawl. Like, they literally turn inside out.
So, okay, I probably should just watch it, but I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so you saying they got a spray paint barrier. So is it just like if they touch the spray paint, they die? Or
if they cross the line?
Okay.
If they cross the line. So, yeah.
Okay.
And they're like wondering what's going on. And then, of course, the little kid starts acting weird. And spoilers. I'm going to give you I won't spoil the show, but I will basically give you the synopsis a little bit here. It's Alien. This is a sci-fi horror show, and it pretty much becomes like The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing, where aliens are taking over people's bodies, and the barrier, they are trapped in this like force field. So that's pretty much the setup. And like I said, the book is massive. It's epic. It's grand. It's got this grand scale. It deals with the whole town. There's like the army shows up and the cops, and it does center around one family. In the book, it's a little girl that kind of starts acting weird, and in the show, it's a little boy. But yeah, you're dealing with the family. You're dealing with the cops. You're dealing with the army, the military. You're dealing with street gang. Yeah, there was a whole subplot with street gangs in the book. So the book is this big epic. It's like the book is like War of the Worlds. The show is like The Thing or Night of the Living Dead, like taking place in one location, very claustrophobic, very mysterious. And you don't know what's going on, So yeah. And like I said, it's bare bones. It takes the idea of the book and bare bones it. Very minimal approach to it relies more on the mystery, you know. But because I read the book, I kind of know what's going on, and you know, by episode 4, you know it's aliens, you know you know what's going on, and you know, so yeah, yeah, and the kill scenes are cool. But like I said, when somebody steps over the line, their bodies literally, their flesh basically peels off their body. Shit, it's pretty cool. Like,
Okay.
like that was worth it alone, just to see what happens when people cross the line, you know. But yeah, the paranoia sets in, the mistrust. You know, yes, we are dealing. Then of course, you know, they wrote in this subplot where, you know, the husband was cheating on the wife, so there's this mistrust in the relationship, and then there's mistrust in the neighbors and all this shit, and then of
But none
course
of that was in the book.
who's in the air? Yeah, they don't really focus on that in the book, you know. And then there's just don't. It's more like who's the who done it, you know, more like you know who the killer is, like Clue, or you know what I mean, like an Agatha Christie novel, like who is it, you know. So that's the kind of like the take the approach they take with this show, you know. And yeah, I thought it was fine. You know, it does leave you know, when it ends, it does leave a possibility of a second season. You know, haven't heard anything about the renewing of it for another season. But if they do, perhaps they will go into the book and the big grander scale of what's going on, the big alien invasion, you know,
Oh,
that's
all that
going
happened?
on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
because it just seemed like another like slasher show. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, no, it's more sci-fi. It's like it's very mysterious, and yeah, like this guy within the gas mask, he's not in the book, you know. Yeah, but it's just a cool visual, you know. They and him spray paint. That's pretty much just, you know, originated from the show, the spray painting and stuff like that. I believe in the book you can actually see the dome. You can actually see the like the barrier, like the force
Oh,
field
they
over
didn't
the
have
dome.
that budget. They gotta make
Yeah,
this work.
yeah, yeah. This takes the more subtle, mysterious approach. It's like I said, less War of the Worlds, more The Thing, more Agatha Christie, Who Done It, Night of the Living Dead, secluded in one, you know, the very claustrophobic, you know. And it was okay. I mean, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, I was disappointed that it didn't have the grand scale that the book had, but it was still, you know, a solid watch. You know, like if you don't know anything about, I think if you go in blind, you'll probably have a better time with it. You know, and I think
Okay,
that's
because you were
pretty much,
expecting this, and
yeah, yeah. Because I was expecting, yeah, it looked like some weird, yeah, like a slasher movie. You
mhm.
know, when you watch the trailers, it doesn't really give you anything, like tell you anything of what it's about, and then you start watching and all this weird shit's going on. By the middle of the show, yeah, okay, this is alien. This is an alien threat, you know. So, yeah. Oh, and then Sasuke Spencer is in it. So there was a native actor in this show.
Did you know
Um,
that going in?
I did know that
Okay.
he was on Echo. He's one of the more prominent Native American actors we have. He was on Echo. He was on that show, The Englishman, that was on Amazon. I think he's been in like the Twilight movies and shit. He's been getting work. He's one of the more famous Native actors we have, and he's in here. He's not wearing a feather. He's not wearing any fucking buckskin, and doesn't have a tomahawk. He's just a dude. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know. So yeah, that was cool. That was refreshing to see, you know, some native talent on screen, you know, during the month of November.
Snuck him at the last time, November 29th. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was solid. You know, like I said, I'm a little disappointed that it took a huge detour from the book. But you know, like I said, there's some decent kill scenes, and you know, yeah, the bodies turning inside out when crossing that line is worth the price of admission. So I'll give it a 3.5 out of
Okay. There was
it.
one thing that made me interested in this show when it said, I like Teacup, what the hell is Teacup? Then I just looked at it like, oh, because old girl's in it.
Oh yeah, she
Now,
was on. I know her from Dexter,
you know
but
her from Dexter. Okay.
yeah.
I know her from Chuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was the spy in Chuck's like that. And the thing is, when I watched that show, I was like, okay, both of these two are gonna be big stars in Hollywood. Remember Eli, I put all my stock in the Zachary Levi. I just knew he was gonna be the next one. That motherfucker turned to a damn nutball. but, but I was like, okay, so maybe she'll do something. And then she's in the show, like, okay, that'll make me check it out, just see what she's doing. So yeah.
Yeah, like Handmaid's Tale or something like that.
Was she in it? Okay.
I think I've never watched it, but I think she was on that. They say. Yeah, but I know her from
last thing I
from
saw her in,
Dexter.
she was in a Chris Pratt movie where she played his daughter from the future or some shit.
No, I didn't see that.
I don't think anybody did.
But she was fine. She plays the mom. She's the mom. You know. Yeah, she was fine. You know. What's that dude? The dude, he was in Underworld. Speedman. Chris Speed. No,
Tug Speedman. Oh,
Scott
not
Speedman.
Tug Speedman is who is Tug Speedman? I feel like is that somebody from Anchorman?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Chuck, Chris, Scott. You know.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them guys. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. Damn, you like we racist.
He was in Underworld. I know him from Underworld.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I can't. Yeah, if it's not Tom Cruise or Sylvester Stallone
or Timothy Chalamet, you don't know who they are.
I got his name wrong. What I call him, Chalamet or Chalamet or
whatever. I think that's the name. You said it so much. That's what I think it is now. Oh.
Yeah. So it was cool. Like I said, it's on Peacock. 8 half-hour episodes. You know, it was a breezy watch. You know, this week. You know, it came out like it was released during October, like during Halloween season, the Halloween horror shit. But I missed it during it, so I had time.
It was a lot of stuff that dropped. I couldn't get to it. Now, if it was a movie, I would watch it.
Yeah.
When I saw a TV show, I was like, nope, I'll get back to this. So.
Yeah, but 8 half-hour episodes ain't bad.
Yeah. Plus, I had to renew my Peacock subscription anyway because you know they got Night Court renewal on there. Matter of fact, that's what I wanted to talk about. Not Night Court.
Night Court.
I got to, man. I got to see what's going on. Dan's got a kid on the show now, so yeah. But whole point is, like I said, I hope if you listen to this podcast, it's too late. But they're dropping all kind of like yearly subscription, like Disney Plus got something going on, HBO Max got something going on, Marvel Unlimited is $45 right now. Disney Plus, I think, is $3 a month for the whole year if you subscribe right now. Here's the catch. If you're already a member, you don't qualify.
Yeah.
But here's what you do. Make a new profile.
Yeah.
There you go.
Make a new email.
Yeah, get a new email. There you go. Boom. There you go. Whole year. It's $3 for for the month. But yeah, so I think that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, that's all I got with that. So basically, like I said, if you're hearing this podcast now, the deal's already over with. So you should have already done that. We should have talked about that last week, but like I said, they're not paying us. So until they do that,
let me ask you this: back to Night Court. Does it get better? Because I gave it like 4 episodes and said fuck it.
You talking about the first episode, like in the first? Because I think they're on the 3rd season now. Does it get better?
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they're on the 3rd season now. Yeah. Does it get better? It gets better, if I can say that.
Does it make you laugh?
Okay, no. But it doesn't. But they do start swapping out characters every now and then. Like, okay, now here's the thing: most people don't know. And like I said, Night Court is one of my favorite shows of all time. But Night Court, the original show in the '80s, didn't get good to the 3rd season. That's kind of why I'm holding out for this show to see if they figure it out. If they put the shit together. Because right now they not putting it together. It's not put, but you can kind of see some pieces there. Like, okay, if you move this piece here, it might work. Move that piece right there, might work. But like I said, the first Night Court, you watch those first 2 seasons, they were terrible. It didn't get funny till Marsha Warfield. She showed up in like 3rd season or 4th season, like that.
Oh yeah, they had the little old lady from she was on Different Strokes. Fuck. The
old lady was funny. The old lady was funny, but she was like in the first 2 seasons. She was like the only funny thing in the first 2 seasons.
Before, was her name Roz or whatever showed up?
Not Roz. That was Marsha Warfield. But you talking about who Marsha Warfield
before her was that little old lady.
The old little lady, and she was a like comedian or some shit.
Yeah, she was on Different Strokes.
Yeah, but I'm saying even other Different Strokes, I think she was like a stand-up comedian, like even before Different Strokes.
Okay, yeah.
So like that's why her comedic timing was down pack on this show. Yeah, so she was the funniest thing by far on those first 2 seasons. And the show kind of hurt when she died, but they had other wacky shit going on. So yeah. What I was gonna say. Oh, matter of fact, I think I've said this before. I think Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man performance is completely based off Dan Fielding in Night Court. There are too many similarities on it. That's just me. So,
well, people better go research.
you gotta go watch Night Court. Because it just reminded me too much of it, man. Because Dan Fielding was such a big thing in the 80s. He was like, remember, he was this womanizing, smarmy asshole. That's what he was.
Yeah, Dan Fielding.
That's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
and since we're here, since we're talking about John Larroquette, I got to be the horror nerd, and that's John Larroquette doing the narration for the opening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they pay him like in weed or something?
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something crazy. It was like, could they have any money? Some shit.
And the remake, they got him back for the remake too.
Yeah. All right, and he's the funniest thing on this show. Honestly, that's the only reason I'm really watching it because of Dan Fielding, because John Larroquette. He is, but he's holding the show together by duct tape. That's all. That's the only reason I can watch.
He's the only character left, isn't he?
Everybody else is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shit.
Yeah, I remember we gave a shout out to Marky Post when she passed a few years ago, and
that's
yeah.
And they don't even mention any other characters. I mean, Marsha Warfield shows up like 2 episodes. That's it. And
that's what's his face's daughter, the judge or whatever.
Yeah, the judge's daughter. Yeah. So, what we talking about? Oh, you move to the next part of the podcast. I don't want to talk about Night Court all day.
We took a left turn into Night Court.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, it's Comic Book Bully. We talk about comic books. We're gonna jump into it. Eli, I think you got more books to me, but I'm gonna see what you got. And here's the part. Here's the part of the podcast, Eli, where I think things are gonna go to shit because I haven't practiced this part.
Okay.
Remember, new computer, new web browser. So things are about to get interesting.
All right. I guess I'll do Absolute Wonder Woman. Number 2.
Wonder Woman AF. Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Yes.
They actually wanted to call it DCAF, but Warner Brothers turned it down.
I think that's a good
little too edgelord for that one. So okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is number 2. The whole reboot, another reboot of the DC universe where Darkseid recreated the DC universe and changed shit. We've had Absolute Batman, we've had Absolute Superman, and then we've got Absolute Wonder Woman. In this version of Wonder Woman, she was raised in hell.
Yeah.
Raised by Cersei in hell. Grew up learning magic and all that shit, and then she was released upon the earth of humans. And in that first issue, she was fighting the Harbingers, the Harbinger Prime, with all these giant kaiju beasts, riding a zombie skeleton Pegasus. Totally metal as fuck. Wonder Woman as fuck. And I quite enjoyed that first issue. I thought it was my favorite of the Absolute books so far. And so we go into number 2. Number 2, she is still fighting those kaiju beasts. She's the Harbinger Prime. She whips out her lasso. Now remember, it was red last issue. We didn't know it wasn't the golden lasso of truth. She whipped out the crimson lasso, and throws it around. Starts whipping the beast with it, and it turns out it was created by Cersei and infused with all this magic. It's called the Nemesis lasso or something like that. But it's not the lasso of truth. It is when it touches you, you feel all the pain of everyone you've caused.
Oh, so it's a penance stare.
It's a penance stare.
Okay.
It's basically the Wonder Woman penance stare, like Ghost Rider.
This panel right here, man. I didn't buy the book, but that panel right here where she's whipping it like that, I was like a helicopter. I was like, okay, that's a cool ass panel.
Yes. The art. I dig the art in this book. So she defeats the Harbinger. She says that now I don't want to destroy you if I don't have to. If you're willing to leave, get the fuck out of here, and I won't kill you. And they do. They go, I will be back with my man. It's a harbinger, so I'm the bringer of doom. Well, I'm gonna bring some doom when I return to the
If it's a harbinger, it works for somebody.
Yeah. So it takes off, and she's like, yeah, well, go tell your master to lick these nuts. I'm Wonder Woman, bitch. So the harbinger leaves, and here comes Steve Trevor. And
Steve
Steve.
Trevor. Oh,
Yeah.
he wasn't in the last issue.
He was not in that last issue. We learn his origin. So Steve Trevor has a different origin as well. Different but same.
Okay.
He crash lands in hell.
Okay.
So it's the same origin story, only instead of Themyscira, he lands in hell. And of course, he's nursed back to health by Wonder Woman. She tells him I'm in hell, and there's this real cool conversation they have. And he's like, why am I in hell? Am I dead? Like, what the hell? Why did I come to hell? I always thought I was a good man, and blah 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 blah. And she's like, well, hell's a weird place, and not everybody who's here deserves to be here, which I thought was very interesting. We go into a flashback of her nursing him back to health and all that, and then we cut back to the present. And she's like, Steve is like, thanks for getting rid of these monsters, Wonder Woman. Let me go take you to my generals. So she goes, to the generals. And of course they're bitching at her and whining at her. Well, who the hell are you? Who blah, 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 being asshole male pricks, to her. It's funny how these things disappear when you show up and blah, 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 blah. And she's just like, yeah, okay. I know you don't trust me, and I get it. But you know what? I'm here to help you guys. You may not need my help now, but you will. And so I'll be around if you need me. And she takes off. She's like very like, I've dealt with assholes before. She's very confident. These men are all fragile and,
She's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, and she's huge. she's fucking huge. So they'll go out and like she senses something like, okay, something's fucked up. I think that thing is coming back, and you better evacuate the city. Like evacuate like a mile of the city, and and get everybody out of here. And then she goes and looks, and it's the Harbinger's master comes, and it's the Tetracide or something like that. It's this giant kaiju Lovecraft Cthulhu beast,
even bigger than Harbinger Prime.
Yeah, and it's massive. It's like huge. And she's like, "You better evacuate the entire city as far as you can." And the general's like, "I thought you said a mile." She's like, "No, I was wrong. You better get everybody out of here." So it's like the last panel shows her just walking out into the ocean, going to face this gigantic fucking behemoth of a monster. And that's where it says to be continued. And I gotta say, I adored this book. This is my book of the week. I love the art, the panels, the layout. There's some really cool layouts. The way they shape the panel. There's like a W panel, in one.
Like Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yeah, their use of panels and the way that the different shapes and just how the pages are laid out. It's great. And then you got what's this guy's name? Schaefer or whatever, his art. I've seen his art before. I can't remember or Sherman, but it's more like a fairy tale biblical style than your normal comic book kind of art, and yeah, fucking Wonder Woman's huge. She's like she's taller than Steve. She looks like an Amazon.
Right.
But I think what I like about this the most is that she's totally empathetic and her humanity. I think that's it. Her humanity. She's still like, okay, I'm not going to kill this monster if you agree to leave. And then when the generals are bitching at her and yelling at her and all in her face and, barking orders at her. So yeah, I get it. You don't trust me, but I could squash you with my pinky if I wanted to, but I'm not I get it. You're scared, but trust me, I'm from hell. I've dealt with this shit before. Like she doesn't throw her weight around. She's like, okay. And there's like a cool when she's talking to Steve. She's like, yeah, they'll come around. They'll trust me when they need me. They're gonna need my help, and that's when they're gonna like me. Unfortunately, when they need me is when they're fucked. That's it. Unfortunately, they're gonna need me at some point, because I'm the only one that's gonna be able to help them, and which means everything's kind of gonna suck with that point. But oh well, So it's like her confidence in herself. I just really like how she's just like, her confidence, her humanity, and just really very empathetic, and gives a shit, and like it's setting apart from like absolute Batman, who was this big giant behemoth of a street kid, and it's a different version of Batman, and blah 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 blah. He's this big giant gladiator Batman, and then Superman's like this mysterious Superman in that first issue, and like whereas like I still feel like this is Diana.
Right.
Like, even though
the world is different, but it's still Diana. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the only thing different is she was raised in hell.
Right.
So, but yeah, I really dug this. This is really cool. I'm on board on this series so far. So yeah, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. My only thing is like, that's it. That's where it ends.
Right.
And
it sounds like that's going to be the best book of the week.
Yeah.
Definitely better what I got.
Okay, yeah, this is great. I'm on board with this series, and it is, like I said, it's my favorite of the Absolute books so far.
Nice. All right, so sticking with DC, I'm going to do Justice League Unlimited #1.
I almost got this, but I didn't.
Okay, now why is this a big deal? Because the last Justice League book that DC published was in like 2022 or some shit. Like the Justice League been gone, like out. They just forgot about them. Everybody going went their separate ways. Then Marion Waller came around and started fucking up shit. Then like, we need to bring Justice League back. So Justice League's back. So yeah, and it's not just them because normally the Justice League is like
Lazarus. What was that? What was that thing?
Lazarus Planet.
Lazarus Planet. Yeah.
There was some other bullshit in between it too. I forgot.
Beast Wars, or
Beast Wars, all this shit like that. Yeah. So all this shit going around, no Justice League. Oh, well, not Fear State. That Nightmare shit.
Oh, Nightmare. Night something. Yeah, Nightmare.
Night something. Whatever. Like
all
this shit
was going on.
Night Terror. That's what it was. So all this shit was going on. No Justice League. So now they were like, okay, enough is enough. Time for Justice League to come back. So Justice League's back. And it's not just, and it's normally Justice League is normally like a roster of 7 people. They just pick 7 people and go through that. But not this time. This is Justice League Unlimited. It's everybody. You got powers, you're in Justice League. Let's go.
The question. No.
Even the question. Yes, the question is here. All right, let's go. Let's start there. Okay, so the book starts off with the Justice League Alpha Wave in South Africa, and it's just getting fucked up left and right. They go there like, oh, what the hell's going on here? And then when they zoom in, they're getting attacked by some kind of giant war wheel, and Superman's just like, let's go to work. So let's rewind an hour earlier. Oh, and I love this panel right here. That's definitely from that Cartoon Network cartoon. Anyway, yeah, let it cartoon. But anyway, so they got this. The whole book is about this dude named Airway. This new superhero kind of popped up in that Waller book, Absolute Justice Power, whatever.
Absolute Power, yeah.
Him, yeah. So he's a new recruit, new member. He got radio powers or some shit, whatever. So they teleport him, boom, to him to the Watchtower. He's there. He's absorbing everything. See what's going on. But they all run across that there. Oh, it's Sans. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Sans. We'll talk about Sans later on. He's there. The Challenges of the Unknown, Shazam, and what's her face girl. And he just sees it like, oh, he's just overwhelmed by all the superheroes just around here, like the Justice League, stuff like that. And that's when Flash takes him, and Flash takes him on a tour to the Watchtower, but he's really taking us on tour to the Watchtower. I'm just gonna all that bullshit, Question shows up. Yeah.
Oh, he does. I was just throwing.
Well, she does.
Okay. Oh, Renee
Montoya. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go past that. Oh, and then they find out who's the leader of the Justice League Unlimited. It's Red Tornado. So when Brainiac Queen tore him apart and ripped his body apart, they can't rebuild him, but they was able to save his AI. So now his AI runs the Watchtower and also basically tells everybody what mission to go to and how to run the missions. And airwaves are like, why are you? I thought Batman or Mr. Terrific was going to run the Justice League. Like, yeah, they did too. And since they argue so much, that's why I'm running it. So yeah, so they get there, and when he finally gets there, he throws up because Flash was all taking them all over like that, and he meets Superman, and that's when they get the word up. There's a terrorist attack going on in South Africa. They got these giant war wheels going down there that it's too strong for the government, and then the body count is like rising left and right. So like, well, that's the job for the Justice League. So then that's when they go, and that's when Red Twin says the Alpha Squad. So this is the Alpha Wave, the Alpha Squad, like the top squad. Who you got? Roll call: Superman, Wonder Woman, Black Lightning, Kid Flash, not Wally West, Wallace West. There's a difference. And Star Sapphire, I think I said. Oh, and Firestorm. So this is the heavy hitters right here. And they go to South Africa, go there, and then so Wonder Woman gets there, and they're basically just like, okay, they're fighting that thing, and yeah. And so they're just like, Wonder Woman's just like, okay, half of us, the big hitters, me, Superman, Firestorm, we're gonna fight these these wheel things. The rest of y'all crowd control. Go save the people. So they go save the people. They're doing all kind of crazy shit, and Airways are like, I need to go help. Let me help. Red Tornado is just like, I don't think your radio powers are gonna help, save South Africa right now. So just stay on the ship. You're just gonna get away. So they go there, they fight, and the war wheel is so strong that they actually take a Superman like 2 or 3 punches to get in front of it, so it's just one major punch. And they finally get down there. Oh, and Batman's on another mission to Costa Rica doing some shit, and he takes Blue Beetle with him, and I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Anyway, past that. And then Black Lightning, because Black Lightning is the teacher, so he's like training Star Sapphire what to do, because she's a new recruit there, and they find one person that's still alive in the wreck and stuff like that, but he's dying. They're like, if they move him, he's not gonna make it. So they're still throwing up shit, and she's just like, and he just hollers out, Amelie. He's on the Amelie, and they're like, oh, Amelie is not a name he's just naming out. That's his wife. We need to find his wife. If I can find his wife, I can use my love powers to heal him and bring him back to life. But we got to find out who his wife is, where his wife is. We can't, because they took down the cell towers here, the radio towers here. So the cell phones don't work here because they messed them up. And that's when Airways like, oh, my radio powers work. I can get everybody's cell phone on, and I can ask people, and they can get on the phone. They can find out who Amelie is, and we can get over there. So then Red Tornado teleports him, boom, tunes him down there. He's down there. He finds, he gets on the cell phone, tells everybody to find Amelie. There's people know who they are. Superman finally takes down the war wheel, and he teleports Amelie to the soldier that's dying. And Star Sapphire uses her love powers to translate their compassion and love to heal him or some shit. He's alive again, and that's it. Yeah, cool. All right, so and that's when you get the main bad guys who sent that war wheel. The main bad guys are called Inferno. They're basically bragging to Superman, yeah, Superman, we're going to destroy this world. This is the new world order, and we're going to take down the Justice League, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And Superman's just like, I'm Superman, right? And this is the Justice League. Y'all must be new to this, because normally bad guys don't tell us their plans ahead of time before they do it. He was like, well, that's how little we think of you, Superman, because this world is ours and your Justice League is ours. And they hang up. So, and then they just look at one of them like, what the fuck was that about? So, yeah. Meanwhile, Batman's in Costa Rica, still doing weird shit. So, yeah. And he tells Red Tornado, bring the heavy hitters. Yeah, so they go back to the mission. Everybody's there. They congratulate Airwave. Like, yeah, Airwave, you couldn't save the day. You saved the day. Appreciate you. Yeah, they do it. And they say, and that's when Airwave is just like, oh, shit. I can't believe I just did that, because I'm going to have to kill the Justice League. Dun, dun, dun. He's a traitor. He works for Inferno. He's a spy. To be continued. So, and Batman does some shit. Don't care. All right. So, yeah. Here's the thing I like about this book. This book wasn't very good. And I wanted to be good, not because I give a fuck about this book, because Mark Waid wrote it. Mark Waid has gotten into some heat. We know about it, Eli, but we're not going to talk about it, because it'll take us down the road that we don't want to go down there. So the fact that he's been taking all this heat and people looking at him and doing like that, and then he drops this shit book here, it's putting more heat on him. So that's because I like Mark Waid. I know he's controversial, in the comic service, stuff like that, but I want to see him succeed, because he's wrote some of my favorite books. He wrote Kingdom Come. So shit. So that's why it hurts me when he writes shit like this. That's just incoherent and just shit like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But overall, 3 out of 5, man. Y'all should have just left Just League dead if that's just the shit y'all gonna put out. So, mhm. But yeah, that's all
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You sound thrilled about it.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this book just didn't hit, man. This supposed to be Justice League. It's supposed to hit. It was like, nah. So I don't know. But yeah, what you got next?
I have Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #4,
Teenage
the
Mutant
the
Ninja Turtles.
Jason Aaron run.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the Jason Aaron verse of Ninja Turtles. For some reason, the Turtles have been disbanded. They're all kind of living their separate lives. We had Raphael was in prison, uncovering some conspiracy in New York. We had Michelangelo was some like movie star doing doing movies. Leonardo was out like on some
On a quest
spiritual
and shit.
conquest,
Yeah.
pilgrimage,
This shit he always does. So yeah.
going to Mecca and meditating and shit. Well, now we find out what's going on with Donatello. Donatello's been feeling it, man. He got captured. He gets captured by these like rednecks that are holding a mutant animal fighting ring.
Okay.
So these like they're like underground fighting rings, but they're fighting mutant animals. And they're like, there's a mutant rabbit, a mutant, otter, and kind of like, in Guardians 3,
Mhm.
that, with the shit Rocket was in, kind of like that. He's in this like fight pit, and people go there and they pay and bet on themselves to fight a mutant animal. Donatello is like doesn't want the other animals to get hurt or killed, so he takes it upon himself to like taunt everybody, so they end up picking him,
Yeah.
and he ends up beating them up because he's a ninja and shit. And yeah, eventually like he's plotting his escape. He actually ends up escaping. He's listening to the the patterns of how the guards work the yard, and he sees that their skin, their fingers are oily, so he knows the buttons that they press, the code to get out of the security gate and shit. So he's been, because he's Donnie, he's like the geek, he's the smart guy. So he plans his escape. He gets out, but right when he gets out, a bunch of Foot Clan ninjas show up, and he starts fighting the Foot Clan. The thing is Donnie is like really out of it. He's like lost a bunch of muscle. He's like feeling old. He's like, he's malnourished. He says he gets headaches looking at screens, so he can't do his work, because he's a geek and he's a computer geek. So like, he's getting headache looking at computer screens too long. So he's really out of it. So, all the mutant animals are worried about him. It's like, you're not going to make it. You only got like, you don't have any fights left in you. You can't keep saving us, and blah, 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 blah. So he tries that last time to get out, but when he does, the Foot Clan shows up. And he's like, oh shit, I got to fight the Foot Clan after fighting, in the pit, and he's taking on the Foot Clan. But then, lo and behold, the rest of his brothers show up, and they,
I
yeah,
thought they were, split up or not talking.
yeah. Well, like they've been getting together. Remember, like Raphael left to go find Michelangelo, but they got into a fight when they showed up.
Mhm.
Like, what are you doing here? And they started fighting, and then they went and found Leonardo, and they basically said, okay, now we got to go find Donnie. So they show up in this right at the end. They all show up to help Donnie at the end. And they're like, we got to go figure out what's going. We need to head back to New York and figure out what's going on. And in New York, some corrupt mayor or whatever district attorney is has hired the Foot Clan to take out the Turtles. So
And
that's
that's
where
what
it
ran
ends.
him out of town. So okay.
Yeah, that's where it ends. So yeah, this was fun. I really liked how we go into Donnie's character and how he's just wants to do good and be forthright and do the right thing. He's like Spider-Man. He's like, I can't I can't leave these guys alone. I should just go, but I can't leave the animals, you know. And oh shit, here comes the Foot Clan. I could easily escape, but then they're just going to kill all the animals here. They're going to kill it. I'm the best defense, you know. I have to do this, you know. I have to put myself, you know, in harm's way for others. Like, even though he's weak and he's, you know, yeah, he's got like a metal shell. Like, his shell got cracked at some point. And he's got like a fake shell, and his arms are all skinny. He's like malnourished Donatello.
I noticed something about these Ninja Turtle comics. Donatello always get fucked up more than anybody else in these books.
Yeah.
Like, turn into a cyborg or robot or some shit. It's always something. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's like, his arms are really skinny. It's like kind of sad. It's kind of sad seeing him in this way. In bad shape he's in. But he still holds his own, you know. So then the turtles show up and like, yeah, let's go and go to New York and take on this asshole district attorney and shit, blah, 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 blah. So to be continued. And up next, we have the cover of the next issue has Casey Jones. So
I was going to wonder, okay, so they're going through the whole roster, okay.
Yeah, so I'm stoked. Jason Aaron's take on Casey Jones. So, yeah, it's a 4 out of 5. This is still fun. I'm digging this, you know. It's weird, like, all these books, like these reboots lately, the Ninja Turtles, we got the Transformers and G.I. Joe, and even the Ultimate Universe at Marvel, and now we got this absolute shit. You know, it's all pretty cool shit. You know, these reboots in comics, anyways. The comics.
Yeah, I mean, they got to keep it fresh. They got to do something. So
yeah, so it's pretty cool stuff going on right now. Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right, next we're going to do. Like I said, I did Justice League. That's a comparison. Now I'm going to do West Coast Avengers.
Oh, West Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers, not the East Coast, the West Coast. Yeah. So, so the West Coast Avengers is a thing for those that don't really follow the comics like that and only follow the MCU like that. Back in the 80s, the Avengers roster became so big, they decided to spread out because they were so big, they needed to be spread out. So they decided to form a team on the West Coast, and it's West Coast had their own team. And that's where a lot of Avengers that didn't get really popular, like basically Hawkeye was always an Avenger, but he really didn't get popular until he got with the West Coast Avengers. That's when he really got popular in the comics. So yeah. So Tony Stark and Rhodey decided to form a West Coast Avengers on the West Side after they beat Orcus and shit like that. So yeah, that's going on right now. Let's get to it. All right. So what we got here? Book starts off with the Nakatomi Plaza. I don't know. I don't know nothing about West Coast. So yeah, it's some buildings getting fucked up. They get attacked by the Southern Sons, Sovereign Sons. Sorry about that. And the Avengers are on the scene. Tony calls one of them over there, and the Avengers birthday. He was like, "Don't worry, I'm here to save you." And the lady and her kid is shocked, like, "Oh, you?" And it turns out the Avenger coming to save them is Ultron. So yeah, and it was just like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm here to save you. Come with me." So Ultron protects the kid, and they fly over there, and he arrests the Sovereign Sons while they were there. You know. Meanwhile, Ultron is telling Tony, "Don't worry, I took care of him." And Tony's like, "Good job. Don't worry. Now meet up with Rhodey because I'm about to head over right now, but I'm getting attacked right now, and he's getting attacked by the Sovereign Sons. Also, they're shooting at him and shit like that. Now, why isn't he dead? Because he upgraded his regular clothes to be bulletproof, like in the John Wick movies. So that's why he's able to dodge that shit. And he's running to his warehouse and he's like searching for some shit. He like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? He like, that's my baby. Come to daddy. And what did he grab? The Silver Centurion armor. Now, the Silver Centurion armor is the armor that you saw in Iron Man 2. He was on the Monte Cristo Raceway. I know I fucked that raceway up, but the point is that silver suit is a thing.
Monte Carlo or whatever.
Monte Carlo. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. Not Monte Cristo, but yeah. So how does he put the suit on? By putting the suit on. Boots, furs, all like that. It's an old suit. So yeah. And that's when the Sovereign Sons show up and like, yeah, it's Tony Stark. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna rescue America from your iron boot because we appreciate freedom, not corporate. And he was like, bam, he blasts one of them. He was like, look, I'm tired of you nut job conspiracy, flat earth theorists always popping up all over the place. Y'all just a hee-haw hydra. That's all y'all are. So yeah, you got all this high-tech weaponry and stuff like that. And I got this old-ass Silver Centurion armor. And you can see he's got 2 car batteries strapped to his sides to power it up. You're like, so that's about as fair a shot as you're gonna get against Iron Man. And here we go. So yeah, he just takes these guys out, boom, kicks his car into him, knocks him out, gets ready to shoot one of them, but he can't because the batteries already ran out. You're like, oh shit. He was like, yeah, look like you out of juice, aren't you? You're like, bam, I'm not out of fist. So he beats those guys in there. And now he is riding to the spot to meet up with the other Avengers in a Vespa because he didn't have jet boots. So what now here's the thing. They missed a prime opportunity because back in the day before Stan Lee gave, or Jack Kirby, whoever did it, gave Iron Man jet boots, he used to get around the city on roller skates. That was a perfect time to do roller skates right there running down the city. But nah, I get why they did the Vespa because Jerry Duggan wrote this and it's a Deadpool reference, and he invented that reference in the Deadpool comic. So yeah. Or was it Kelly Thompson? I don't know. Somebody. But yeah. Anyway, they show up at I don't know, like I said, Chinese theater. I don't know. They're here. And they're making all kind of crazy demands, have hostage stuff like that. I don't get tired of the demands, stuff like that. And then the West Coast Avengers show up. So you got that guy, War Machine, Ultron, and Spider-Woman. That's the team. and they're just like, okay, we need to see what's going on here. Oh yeah. And Ultron's just like, y'all come out peacefully and nobody will get hurt and you will get a fair trial. And then the dude from the Cyber Sun's like, motherfucker, you're Ultron. Why would I listen to anything you have to say? You didn't kill thousands of people. So no, I'm not going to come out and trust you. And Ultron like to Rhodey, he's like, yeah, he's got a point. So then before Rhodey gets there, Iron Man shows up. And why does he have a helmet on top of his helmet? I don't know. He just does. And he tells that guy to juice him because he's got electric power, shit like that. Blue Bolt, I think his name is. He's like, well, what you going to do for me, Tony? You're like, well, I'll pay you. You're like, how much you going to pay me? You're like, I'll pay you by not throwing your ass back in jail. Because apparently he's a reformed supervillain. Basically, he's on a work release program right now. So he powers Tony up. He's like, yeah, that's the stuff right here. So now he's back at full power. So and that's when they's like, okay, whatever you do, don't let Blue Bolt near there. And he just like goes out of control and just shoots at those guys, not realizing it's a gas pipe underneath that thing, and it blows up in his face. He's out, taken care of. So they just spend time trying to rescue everybody else, make sure they don't get hurt. The Sovereign Sons get away, and the only person that's actually hurt is Blue Bolt. That's it. So they take him to the hospital. And yeah, he's telling the hospital reporters about how he saved the day, and if it weren't for the Avengers, they would have been killed and stuff like that. And he powered up Iron Man. And he made it seem like it was his thing. Meanwhile, we see this cancer patient named, what's her name? Meredith Love. And she's saying she's leaving because unless the Avengers have cured cancer, there's nothing she can do. So all she's going to do is just go to church, and that's what she's going to do from there. So yeah, won't be the last time we see her in the story. So she goes, and Spider-Woman wants to get rid of paparazzi, and that's it. So basically, what is this version of the West Coast Avengers? Tony and Rhodey are taking ex-criminals and they put them in a work release program to join the Avengers trying to turn them. That's why Ultron is there. That's why that other guy is there that ain't going to be there no more. That's why Spider-Woman is there, because she's an ex-villain, because she was like the Skrull Queen or some shit. So that's why she's there. She was like, I need one person knows going on, but I know she's not going to work out. So they fly there, and then they go to the new base, and they get to the base. They also are at a taco food truck. Yeah. Because, yeah. So, let's see. Okay, so Tony realized that other guy didn't work out. I need to get a replacement. I need to call somebody else. And he's on the phone with Firestar. Firestar in the last book, who also J. Duggan wrote that X-Men book that she betrayed the X-Men because she joined Orchis. So even though they realized that she was an undercover agent, the X-Men still kicked out, don't know what to do with her. And she's like, well, why don't you just come over to the Avengers? And she's like, sure. And it turns out she's at the bar with no name with a bunch of villains and shit like that. She's an alcoholic now because nobody wants to deal with her. And like Tony's the last line. And she's like, oh, just keep the drinks coming, you know. So that's when we go back to Meredith Love, the cancer patient. She shows us some undisclosed location, and she says she's going to church. And when she gets in there, she meets Ultron. Yeah. And Ultron is like, all you have to do is just say the word, and I will save you. And she was like, please save me. That's all you had to say. And then crack, breaks her neck, burns her body, everything except for her head, and takes her head, and takes an Ultron robot and puts it on top of her. And she wakes up like nothing happened. He was like, did it work? He's like, yes, it did. You are now part of the Church of Ultron. To be continued. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's the book. So I don't think it's the Ultron that's on the team. I think it's another Ultron that's not on the team. I think. I don't know. I think they're trying to differentiate them. So yeah. Oh, I liked it better than Justice League, but still wasn't very good. It was just like, but it's West Coast Avengers. They never really were that good. You know? Except for that one time when Vision like went nuts and Scarlet Witch started killing people and shit. But yeah. Other than that, I want to just do a comparison between Justice League and Avengers, see which one did what. So overall, this week I say just Avengers, but only by hair. Yeah. Overall, I get this book a 3.5 out of 5. So 0.5 better. So
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Anything else you got or?
No, I'm pretty much booked out. I mean, I did read that new Hulk book. It's like Legacy 800, but there's just a few stories. I think there's kind of wrapping up that Charlie main run with the little girl that he was running around with, which I think is dragging out too long. She does turn into a werewolf, but they call her Skinwalker, which sounds, mysterious, but she's a werewolf.
Werewolf, yeah.
Then there was like a She-Hulk story. There was an Amadeus Cho story. There was a Red Hulk story. Actually, I think the Red Hulk story was my favorite.
Wait, did they explain how he's back?
No, but he's going around. He ends up getting captured by Dr. Doom at the end. So maybe Dr. Doom's going to use him for this whole world under Doom or nation under Doom or whatever the fuck.
I'm just saying Red Hulk is dead in the comics. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
They killed him like years ago and just forgot about him. Just like, so how was he back?
It's Thunderbolt Ross, and
he's dead. He's been dead for years. The movie's coming out. Who cares? Okay.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. It's comics.
Yeah.
Then I read the new Nightwing, but I haven't read the last couple issues since the Tom Taylor run, so I didn't really know.
I was waiting for you to kind of compare them to see the difference. So yeah.
It was a Dan Slott. No, Dan Waters. Or Slott.
Never,
or Waters.
Definitely not Dan Slott, but yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's probably Waters in. That's writing that. But that's about it. No, I'm booked. I'll just review these two books. These are my two favorites. And the Wonder Woman. Yeah. Wonder Woman was such a breath of fresh air. Like, damn, that was really cool.
So yeah, hold on. Let me see. We got comments. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, this is a long one. Let me see. String your eyes for this one, Eli. Let me see.
How do you guys think, since all of this War Talk comics still are going to go back? I feel as if the Golden Age is ready to come back. Oh, no, like patriotic comics or something?
That ain't happening.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's funny that he said that because that Red Hulk, in that Hulk comic, the Red Hulk story, he goes to Russia and infiltrates a prison, and then turns into Thunderbolt Ross gets thrown into a Russian prison, and then turns into the Hulk while he's in there, and then gets some criminal that was in there that was black ops, that was classified mission and shit. So maybe.
I don't know. I don't think the Golden Age is going to come back. Those books don't hold up as well as they used to or ever did, to be honest with you. We're in a new age right now, but we won't know what age we're in until the age is over. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
We don't know what I love the 2020s is till the 2020s is over. So, but the comics, and just like all art and all medium, will always reflect what we're doing at the moment right now. Like all the comics that we just reviewed this night are indicative of what's going on in the world right now. It's all connected. Like if you go back and read some of those 80s comics and 90s comics, a lot of those 80s comics deal with global change or climate change, things like that, global warming, because that was a big deal back then.
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet, that's all they talked about. So you're going to see all that stuff back then, the 70s about the energy crisis, also with that 60s atomic war, because if you think about it, every 60s Marvel hero powers came from radiation. Yeah. There's a reason for that.
Cosmic rays or the space race. Yeah, they're pretty much born out of that whole the space age, the atomic age, and science gone wrong. And
because it's all based on what everybody was worried about at the time. That's all. So I respect it. So that's just my opinion. Oh, are we here? I didn't go out of there.
I'm here.
Okay, my phone. I clicked the wrong thing. I told you.
Did Leroy go? Did Leroy crash?
I told you we were gonna.
You did not crash.
We didn't crash. We went the whole time. And Eli, I put it to the stress test. Remember, like I gotta turn this place into a freeze box and turn the air conditioner up and have fans all over. I didn't do any of that. I like you gonna impress me. Impress me, Mac Mini. Apple, you're supposed to be the second coming of Apple, so impress me. Let's see what is you guys some common character ideas. Why? Eli writes. I don't. Eli would take the shit.
Yeah, I've been right. Yeah, it's Teddy. When's these books coming out, Teddy?
Oh, he's listening right now, right? He's like, I'm getting tired. Eli, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, every other week. Hey, man, how long will it take you to write a script about blah, 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 blah? I'm like, sure. When's these books coming out, though? I just wrote him another script last week. But yeah, he's slowly but surely plugging away, drawing them, so hopefully next year we'll see some of my books that I wrote.
Cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is like the most non-complicated stream we've had in about a month now.
Yeah.
So okay, because I had no idea how tonight was going to go, Eli. Because we didn't rehearse this, practice this. We just gonna just figure it out here. No foreplay, just go into it.
Yeah, that's why I only had 2 books and to review, and then
just to make
if I needed to talk about the Hulk, I had it on standby. But
right. So now that we're more stabilized, we'll pick this up next week and we'll find some stuff to do. But anyway, easy breezy show. We can get in. Next week, I don't know what we're gonna talk. Oh,
Star Wars.
I know we're gonna talk about Superman. Okay.
Oh yeah, and then Star Wars. I didn't even know.
Is that next week?
That Skeleton Crew comes on, I think, tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So you guys have the crew. I'm doing Superman and Lois. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a whole Arrowverse recap because technically, tomorrow when Superman and Lois ends, the Arrowverse is done.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that. I was like, damn, after Superman and the show, Lois ends.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I'm kind of done with CW now. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah, like you can delete the app at this point. You don't watch All American,
Riverdale. I was nothing on there. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, that's it. But we'll check it out next week. So follow us and we'll talk about, I guess, Skeleton Crew and Superman and Lois, and we'll go from there. Until then, it's Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.